That's a key point. Paul, talk a bit more about that connection to baptism and even why some churches maybe baptize babies. That's a sort of little issue part of this, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's like that idea that they take an 8-day-old baby. I always like the fact that it's an 8-day because 8's an important number in the Bible to do with the new creation, like Jesus is raised on an 8th day, the first day of a new week, and there are 8 in Noah's Ark, and it's like, it's a day of resurrection and renewal. It's symbolism. So it was done on the 8th day of a little baby's life, and it's that part of the body of the little boy, and you're like, oh, that's a bit delicate, and it's like, yeah, but it's because that part of a body, you get like fertility cults focusing on the ability of humans to produce new babies and like, here's a new human life. This is something that the old is full of wickedness, but let's produce a new. And when you see a little baby, people go, it's a brand new thing. Look, he's like an angel. No, but he isn't like an angel, or she's not like an angel. Actually, the wickedness is still in that little baby, and we haven't produced a genuinely new humanity. So the fact that the Lord says, actually, you cannot trust in the ability of human beings to produce salvation. You can't fix yourself through flesh. So he says, I want you to cut a bit off and throw it away. Like die. It's got to die, your flesh. And same in baptism. It's like dying and raising to a brand new kind of life that God gives. Now then, if baptism is about that, dying to the old and being born to the new, and the circumcision, as Richard was saying, same thing. Take your flesh, throw it away. You can't trust in that. You can't produce the seed, Jesus. You can't. He's born without a husband's will, without the will of the flesh. Now then, that sign of being born again into a new humanity by faith in Jesus, that was given to babies when they were 8 days old. So, in the Old Testament. So that's why some people go, I can't understand why churches would baptize babies. I'm like, okay, we don't need to have big arguments about it. Let's not do that. But the reason churches have done that for a long time is because they were saying, well, look, Paul is saying both circumcision and baptism are referring to the same reality, being born again. And if that sign was given to babies in the Old Testament time, church, shouldn't we give that the sign of baptism to babies now? That's the reasoning behind it. Now, some people might say, I don't think you should. I think you should wait till they've expressed faith for themselves when they're older. Okay, I understand that. But there's a deep biblical reason for doing a baptism of babies.